Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste and a very warm welcome to all of you to the BlubWorld Web Talks 238th episode. In the last 237 episodes, we have talked to, interacted with more than 4,000 school leaders on this very platform, where they've shared their ideas, opinions, innovations, and what all new are they doing in the education space. तो नमस्कार, आप सभी का स्वागत है ब्लब वर्ल्ड वेब टॉक्स के 238वें एपिसोड में। इससे पिछले 237 एपिसोड में हम लोग करीबन करीबन 4,000 से ज्यादा शिक्षाविदों से हमने बातचीत की और उनसे ये जानने की कोशिश की कि वो शिक्षा को कैसे बदल रहे हैं और शिक्षा उन्हें कैसे बदल रही है। So today as well, in the next 30 minutes that you're here with us, we'll try to know from our experts that what do they think is the criticality of homeworks, या घर पे दिया जाने वाले काम की क्या इंपॉर्टेंस है स्कूल इकोसिस्टम में, एंड स्पेसिफिकली फॉर टीनेजर्स क्या इम्पैक्ट उनकी लाइफ सक्सेस और लाइफ स्टोरी पे होता है through these homeworks is what we'll try to know from our amazing experts today. Before we start the session, just some ground rules. First of all, BlubWorld Web Talks is a timed platform. So your speaking time is limited. Once your speaking time is over, you might get muted. If you get muted, please don't get offended. It's just to keep the activity crisp and entertaining for everyone. Secondly, this is a bilingual platform. You can use English or Hindi, any of these two languages as per your comfort. आप अंग्रेजी या हिंदी में से कोई भी भाषा इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं। कोशिश कीजिए कोई तीसरी भाषा इस्तेमाल ना करें, क्योंकि मैं उसे नहीं समझ पाऊंगा। But you can be comfortable in whichever language you're comfortable in, use that, because भाषा कभी भी ज्ञान का पैमाना नहीं होता. So let's keep it that way only. So before we start this session, a quick background about today's topic. So आज हम जिस चीज पर बातचीत करने वाले हैं वो बहुत ही आसान, बहुत ही सिंपल है। कैसे स्कूल्स में जब बच्चों को होमवर्क दिया जाता है तो वो होमवर्क बच्चे की लाइफ सक्सेस से कितना कोरिलेटेड है। Does it really impact their life success? Does it only solve an administrative issue in the school? Does it really add to the personality? Does it take away a lot from the personality? When a school gives homework to a student, what does it really do to their life? आपके बच्चे के जीवन काल पे उस होमवर्क का क्या इम्पैक्ट होता है, क्या वो अच्छा है, क्या वो खराब है, किस तरीके से उनकी लाइफ स्टोरी को वो चेंज करता है। दिस इज व्हाट वील ट्राई टू नो फ्रॉम आवर गेस्ट्स टुडे. So let's start the talk and let me invite the first speaker for today. Before I start off, just a small reminder, once your speaking time is over, you might see Yugam put his hand up in the air. So once you see that, that means that the final 30 seconds are counting. So you can start wrapping up. Till that time, please feel comfortable to share your thoughts. Let me invite the first speaker for today for the 230th episode. A very warm welcome to Mr. Manoj Gujaran, who's a seasoned corporate compliance, legal and CSR professional from Pune, Maharashtra. Manoj ji, what do you think that when you see people in their professional life, उनके स्कूल के होमवर्क्स ने उनकी पर्सनालिटी को कैसे शेप किया है? Has it added something or has it taken away a lot from them? What are your thoughts on it? Please unmute yourself and over to you for the next 3 minutes.
So yeah, I think in our professional life also we try to give certain homeworks to our team members, basically on their day-to-day activities or whenever there is any new assignment that comes up. And I think it helps people to understand and to bridge the gap between of understanding between employees or a low performing employee, a kind of training and then evaluating the homework that is given. Basically, I'm using the word homework because I can use another word, but I want to keep using the word homework here, though in a professional setup it is not an homework kind of a thing. But still, I what I feel is, I think homework plays a very central role in determining academic success and also professional success or career success for anyone. And it also bridges the gap, as I said, between high performing and low performing employees. But I think the way or a manner has to be decided, and it has to differ from students to student. A proper assessment evaluation has to be carried out on what quantum of work should be given to a certain set of students, and how it has to be evaluated. Of course, it has to be regular and it has to be in small portions. It cannot be a huge homework task that is given so that the student is not able to spare time for, other activities after going out of school and reaching home. So I think it has to be moderate, but it has to be, well planned, well organized, properly monitored. And a proper guidance has to be given. It has to be purposeful, and the homework should be engaging. I think that will give out a positive result and will positively affect students' achievement. Is what my view is on this.
So Manojji says that there should be a balanced approach to it. Students must be given a homework, and this typically drives or gives them the right kind of understanding so that they're able to have a good professional life as well. Because in professional life, this homework changes into task commitment, the kind of dedication that you have towards a task that is given to you. How do you really comply to it? How much do you finish it on time? And how effectively and efficiently you're able to do this. So that's an impact that a professional feels that homework has on a child. What do the school leaders feel? We do understand कि थोड़ा बहुत homework होना and giving it at a regular pace could enhance the personality, but with the kind of technology advent that we are seeing, the kind of artificial intelligence coming in, the kind of things that are happening, the format of homeworks has not changed. There's not a lot of application that happens in it. There's a lot of theory that comes into play at this point. So let's see what the school principals think about it. Let me invite the next speaker for today. A very warm welcome to Mrs. Bidisha Chatterjee, the principal of Trust Field School from Murshidabad, West Bengal. Bidisha ma'am, over to you for the next 3 minutes. Please unmute yourself and a very warm welcome.
Good evening to Daksh and everyone here present here. I just want to say from my real life situation, I've been into this education field for the last 36 years, and I have been gaining myself with the knowledge that students feel overburdened when they're given with homework. Like what I have realized is if they are not given homework, definitely they will not be in practice. But according to my sense of responsibility, if a teacher teaches in the class with a perfect timing and meticulously with the proper lesson plan, then the approach of the homework is not needed. The homework can be utilized not in the given in a writing platform, rather than a learning process can be introduced as a matter of homework. Not a typical sense of homework is needed for the children. Rather, the children can enjoy that time with their parents, which is highly essential to develop values and to inculcate moral education in the children. And the homework pattern should be utilized during the classwork timing, like when the children are given a stipulated time to complete their session to 40 minutes period we use. So in that span of time, we can utilize 30 minutes for teaching learning process and classwork. Even we can utilize the 10 minutes for the recapitulation as a sense of homework. So according to me, according to my psychology, I think homework should be abolished totally. It is needed in the senior secondary level, that is +2. Because in case of +2, the children are literally prone towards education in a different manner. Like they have been given a stream. And in that stream, definitely a lot of practice is needed for their higher education. So in the secondary level, homework should be restricted. Children should get enough time to play and to utilize their brain with their parents, with their friends. They should not feel overburdened. And in all the curriculum that is according to NCF, we believe in stress-free education, and that should be implemented. If we give homework, then it is not a stress-free. Once they are back from the school, again, they're overburdened with that. The same thing, the same repetition will definitely prove that unworthy for them. That's it, sir.
Thank you so much, Bidisha man. I think a very contrary view, which also brings in a different picture to this complete discussion, that you can absolutely do away with all sorts of homework up to secondary level. But once you go into senior secondary level, when specialization comes into education, that's the point when homework should actually, come in and play some role, some sort of a role. And you're very right when you say that if we have homework, we are basically building a pseudo school within the homes as well, which we don't need. At this moment, we can all see the kind of family values and value education deteriorating to a completely new level. And when we see this, if we take away all the home time or me time that these students have with homeworks, they're actually negatively impacting their lives. Let's see what the other school leaders have to say. Thank you so much, ma'am. Let me invite the next speaker for today. A very warm welcome to Dr. Kunwar Arun Singh, the director of Sunbeam School from Balia, Uttar Pradesh. Kunwar, sir, over to you for the next 3 minutes. Please unmute yourself and a very warm welcome.
Thank you. First, I say about the importance of homework. According to me, homework is important for all the person, even students, teachers, or any working person. He is working in any field. If he or she is not doing any homework, then nothing is possible in his or her life. In the simple way, मैं थोड़ी सी चीजों को आपके सामने कोट करना चाहूंगा. जैसे मैम ने बोला और मनोज सर ने बोला. मनोज सर ने पॉजिटिव इम्पोर्टेंस के बारे में बोला और मैम का कहना था कि देर इज नो नीड ऑफ सच टाइप ऑफ होमवर्क बिकॉज स्टूडेंट फील बर्डन. बट as a guardian, as a mentor, as a teacher, as a school leader, we all have must to think about the what is the reason of coaching culture, from where coaching culture is established in India. Before 20 years, there is no such type of culture in India, according to me. And nowadays, a student doesn't focus on the school study, school academics, school regular classes. They have simple mind. अभी क्यों पढ़ें स्कूल में, क्लास में क्यों पढ़ें, शाम को ट्यूशन में पढ़ लेंगे. और बच्चा ना क्लास में पढ़ पाता है ना ट्यूशन में पढ़ पाता है. उसका छोटा सा दक्ष सर, मनोज सर, एक मैं एग्जाम्पल देना चाहूंगा. जैसे कोविड आया, ड्यूरिंग कोविड इवन सीबीएसई बोर्ड, आईसीएसई बोर्ड एंड ऑल द स्टेट बोर्ड, उन्होंने सिलेबस को डिटेक्ट कर दिया. ठीक है, मेजर पार्ट विदाउट एनी इवेल्युएशन कि विच चैप्टर इज इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर द स्टूडेंट्स, नॉट ए सीरियस पर्सन इन्वॉल्व इन दिस एक्टिविटी. और उन्होंने सिंपल एक लेमैन की तरह उठाया, इस चैप्टर को माइनस कर दिया. वो आज तक 24 आ गया. कोविड से देश बाहर निकल चुका है, बच्चे बाहर निकल चुके हैं, सारा सिस्टम में बैठ चुका है, लेकिन वो सिलेबस ऐड ऑन नहीं हुआ अभी तक. और बच्चे उसी तरह से चल रहे हैं, प्रिपरेशन कर रहे हैं. ये सारा सा टेक्निक है जस्ट टू डेवलप द कल्चर ऑफ कोचिंग इन इंडिया, इन एवरी पार्ट ऑफ इंडिया. सेकेंड थिंग सर, मैं एक चीज बोलना चाहूंगा जो मेरे स्कूल में एक्टिविटी होती है. मैं खुद एक पहले टीचर हूँ, उसके बाद स्कूल डायरेक्टर हूँ. मैं ऐसा मानता हूँ और हूँ भी. आप सिंपल एक एक्टिविटी करिए सर, जिससे होमवर्क का, जैसा मनोज सर ने बोला, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज उन्होंने कोट किया कि प्लान. अगर आप लेमैन की तरह जस्ट टू पास द टाइम, आप बच्चे को कोई चैप्टर, कोई कंटेंट दे देते हैं, नथिंग ही या सी गेन अबाउट दैट. लेकिन अगर आपका होमवर्क प्लान है, रिलेटेड टू सिलेबस है, रिलेटेड टू प्रिसेप्ट है, देन यू आर डूइंग ए गुड जॉब. सिंपल वर्ड में सर, जैसे हम लोग करते हैं क्वेश्चन बैंक. जैसे मुझे कोई चैप्टर पढ़ाना है, मैं केमिस्ट्री का टीचर हूँ, तो मैं सिंपल बच्चे को बोलता हूँ कि अपार्ट फ्रॉम द बुक, आप कोई भी बुक पढ़ते हो केमिस्ट्री की, और उस चैप्टर, मुझे कोई चैप्टर पढ़ाना है, जो बुक क्वेश्चनियर दिया हुआ है एट द एंड ऑफ द चैप्टर, उसके अलावा आपको 10 to 15 क्वेश्चन रेज करके लाने हैं, राइट डाउन करके लाने हैं. बच्चा सर पूरा थॉरोली पूरा चैप्टर रीड करेगा और उसके बाद क्वेश्चन फ्रेम करके ले आएगा. मेरा दो चीज मेरा बच्चा गेन किया. एक तो चैप्टर को पूरे रीड कर लिया, डाउट्स नोट कर लिया कि मुझे क्लास में जाके सर से कौन कौन से क्वेश्चन रेज करने हैं, मेरी क्वेरी क्या है, तभी जाके वो 10 to 15 क्वेश्चन फ्रेम कर पाएगा. अदरवाइज वो कैप्सूल फीडर है, वो जानता है कि सर सारा नोट्स अवेलेबल करा देंगे सब. नो, देयर इज नो क्रिटिकल सिचुएशन, नो देयर इज नो डिजाइन थिंकिंग इन द टीचिंग प्रोसेस नाउअडेज इन एवरी सीबीएसई, आईसीएसई या एनी स्टेट बोर्ड स्कूल. इसके अलावा मैं एक चीज कोट करना चाहूंगा सर, कि अगर आपको वास्तव में इंडिया के स्टूडेंट को थोड़ा सा स्ट्रांग बनाना है, तो देयर इज ए लैक ऑफ इवैल्यूएशन. सर जैसे कोई बोलता है, मनोज सर ने बोला कि क्या बोलते हैं, होमवर्क इंपॉर्टेंट है. मैम प्रिंसिपल मैम ने बोला कि होमवर्क इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है. लेकिन वेयर इज द इवैल्यूएशन डाटा? क्या आपके पास कोई डाटा है 100 स्टूडेंट, 200 स्टूडेंट, या आफ्टर द 15 ईयर्स 20 ईयर्स टीचिंग एक्सपीरियंस, एज ए एकेडमिक एक्सपीरियंस, आपने कोई रिसर्च किया कि कितने बच्चे बेनिफिटेड हुए होमवर्क जो रेगुलर होमवर्क से अलाइन थे, या जिनको होमवर्क नहीं दिया था उनमें क्या बेनिफिट हुआ, उन्होंने क्या अच्छा गेन किया, सब कहानी है सर। अपने अकॉर्डिंग हम एक स्टोरी क्रिएट करते हैं और उसको आउट कर देते हैं। अगर आप वास्तव में कोई डाटा कलेक्ट करें और उसके बाद उस पर बात कर, ऑथेंटिक बात करें, ये फ्रूटफुल है, तो ये हमारे पूरे कंट्री का सर ड्रॉबैक है। और आज एजुकेशन के फील्ड में यही चल रहा है। और इसीलिए जो अच्छे लोग हैं, जो रिसर्चर हैं, वो अपने को हाइड करके रखे हुए हैं। मेरा सर लेकिन मेरे लास्ट में मैं कैप करना चाहूंगा कि सर होमवर्क इम्पोर्टेंट है सर। और मैंने एक और चीज किया कि सेकेंडरी, सीनियर सेकेंडरी से होमवर्क स्टार्ट होना चाहिए। अगर बच्चा सर प्राइमरी से हैबिचुअल नहीं है, और बच्चा अगर 13 ईयर्स का हो गया और आप चाहेंगे कि होमवर्क उसको देना शुरू करा दें, ही आर सी नेवर डन दिस होमवर्क। थैंक्स, जय हिंद।
थैंक यू सो मच कुंवर सर, एंड आई थिंक वेरी नाइसली सेड कि एम्पेरिकल एविडेंस की कमी है। हैव वी रियली डन सम रिसर्च विद स्टूडेंट्स, हैव वी डन सम फोकस ग्रुप जहां से हमें पता पड़ सके दैट कि अगर बच्चों पे पॉजिटिव इम्पैक्ट है होमवर्क का तो वो अप टू व्हाट एक्सटेंट है, अगर नेगेटिव इम्पैक्ट है तो वो अप टू व्हाट एक्सटेंट है, और उसके अंदर की और डिटेल्स क्या है। सो आई थिंक दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट दैट सम और द अदर स्कूल हु इज लिसनिंग टू दिस, some of the other school principals who's right now on this platform, make sure कि at least कोई empirical evidence you start collecting, because this is very essential। क्योंकि हमें एक चीज समझनी है, हम होमवर्क देके हम उसकी ये प्रॉब्लम तो सॉल्व कर लेंगे कि वो बच्चा लेसन को समझ जाए, वो उसमें अपना प्रोसेस भी थोड़ा सा इंप्लीमेंट करके ही एम्बाइब्स द लेसन दैट वी रियली वांट टू टीच हिम, वो थोड़े से क्वेश्चन भी बना लेगा, वो उसके डिटेल में भी चला जाएगा। बट फॉर दिस वेरी प्रोसेस वी हैव द स्कूल आवर्स। तो क्या हमें इसको स्कूल आवर्स में खत्म नहीं कर देना चाहिए, और क्या हमें उसको उसकी पर्सनल लाइफ की डिग्निटी देनी चाहिए? बिकॉज इन इंडिया वी कैन सी इवन करेंटली विद केसेस लाइक ईवाई कमिंग इन, जो अभी ऐसी स्टोरी है दैट एवरीवन नोज व्हाट्स हैपनिंग विद द ईवाई एम्प्लॉय। क्या हम उन्हें जबरदस्ती का प्रेशर दे दे के वी आर टेकिंग देम टुवर्ड्स अ टॉक्सिक वर्क वर्क कल्चर, कि उन्हें वो ओवर टाइम भी जस्टिफिएबल लगता है? पीपल से दैट हाँ ठीक है, प्रेशर हो सकता है जिंदगी में, but do this is the reason the topic is that what does homework do to people's life success, not their immediate outcome of learning. But some very good points by Kunwar, Arun sir, and I think schools should start collecting empirical data around it. Thank you so much, sir. Let me invite the next speaker for today. A very warm welcome to Mrs. Bharathi Chillakuri, the principal of St. John's EM High School from Vijayawada, Andhra Pradesh. Bharathi ma'am, over to you for the next 3 minutes. Please unmute yourself, and a very warm welcome.
Respected people who are in this Zoom meeting, I am Mrs. Bharathi Chillakuri. Yes, sir. Thank you for this opportunity. Sir, actually, regarding this homework, we have two kinds of parents, sir, actually. One is always they expect homework. For that only they come to school and they fight for that. As my child is not doing any work at home, please, why not you provide homework, like that. The other kind of parent, they never ever bother about kids. So here I would like to talk about positive only, sir, regarding homework. Sir, parents who are very busy with their works and they are not bothering about the kids' academics or kids' studies, to engage them. Homework can provide opportunity for parents to engage in their child's education. So at least that time they can. But the homework, what kind of homework we are giving is important here, sir. Monotony, rote learning, whatever questions or whatever happening in the classroom in that 30 minutes or 40 minutes, again, same homework we are asking children to copy or to learn two questions or write this paragraph and find some answers. This kind of things are not useful to the students. Definitely they feel it as burden. Or that is only stress. That only we are thinking, or an EP or whatever it is, research also going on because of this homework only, sir. But instead of that, how can we engage students? A research kind of student, research kind of projects, or teamwork, if any teamwork, or a kind of, nowadays we have the opportunity of flipped classrooms, isn't it? In that, if they are going for research kind of things, it is benefit to them. And at the same time, the homework also, limited homework. A limited homework, if we give, there is a scope for children to engage in other co-curricular activities. So it develops overall development, what we are all expecting from the children or what NEP is expecting, sir. I hope this point is valuable, I think.
Thank you so much, man. I think you stressed upon the point that homework diya jana positive hai, lekin it's far more important that what are you really giving in that homework? Because I think Arun sir made a very important point that are you giving them the right kind of homework so that they use their analytical skill, that they use their critical thinking. So I think you're very right when you say that we have to get into the detail to typically find out that whether that homework is useful or not. You are very right when you say it's an opportunity for the parents to engage in their child's education. But at the same time, I think most of the school principals here and school principals across the world right now agree with this point that there's a dire need for value education. And that is something that schools have not been able to give, at least in India and in many more countries, I would say, for a very simple reason. We don't give them enough family time or time to live their lives. So let's try to know from more principals that what do they think, that how does homework or typically giving teenager the habit that you have to be involved in some sort of work all the time. What are we really trying to achieve with this? Let's try to know from more skill readers. Let me invite the next speaker for today. A very warm welcome, Mrs. Parvathi Ravi, the principal of WVS Special School from Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu. Parvati ma'am, over to you for the next 3 minutes. Please unmute yourself and a very warm welcome.
Good evening, everybody. I'm a principal of a special school. All are autism and MR students. I was working before in inclusive school also. As Bharati ma'am said, even a special children, all are special children, autistic children and special children, most of them, they don't know how to write. But even then, the parents will ask why you are not giving homework. So that is a point. So in India, homework is must. That's what I believe. Not for all subjects. Mathematics homework is must. Otherwise, the students cannot achieve in their aptitude test in future, and they cannot build their ability. And all the competitive exams, they should do science and mathematics homework. Otherwise, it is not at all possible to complete their future commitments. I think there is no need for homework for other subjects like English or social studies or anything else. They can learn activity based. They can learn. And then, as another ma'am said, there is no need for the elementary class. I do accept that. They instead of giving a writing homework, they can go for activity based homework. That will be very much beneficial because practically we are doing that for elementary lower session people. For higher sec, definitely they need homework. They have to write because our parents, they won't accept. They are not giving homework. They'll stage the school. They feel that the school is not good. They are not giving homework. That is the thing. And moreover, most of the students, now you can see the handwriting. See, everybody, they are doing everything in laptop and their mobile and everything. How the students are writing. You have to see the handwriting practice. And do you remember in our olden days, we used to write the leave letters. How many times we are practice the writing the leave letters. Now, even the PG student ask him to write on leave letter, how many mistakes he is making. So this is all possible only doing a good homework. They can do good writing skills also. So that is my point. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So I can now make at least one thing out from the complete discussion, that whatever we do, the perception of a school is dependent on a homework. So if a school is working well, the parent will perceive when there's a lot of homework, people will perceive that the school is amazing. When the homework is low, people will perceive the school is not doing well. So this could be true for many different strata. This could be wrong for different kinds of schools. But at this point, we would like to, since we're now going into open floor, I would like to put one more question to everyone's test. Whoever wants to respond, they can. We have looked at homework at a very operational level, that yes, it should be there. There should be some element of practice and analytical skill to it. We've also looked at empirical data should be available around it. As individuals, do you feel that if a student has at least 3 to 4 hours of family time every day, when he or she is active, completely awake, and comfortable, will that add more value to the student, or time which is committed to the same learning that was happening in school will add more to the student? I hope I was able to reach out to you with this question. Over to all of you who wants to speak. Just raise your hand so that I can ask you to unmute yourself. It's an open floor. Yes, Bidisha ma'am, over to you, and then we'll come to Parvati ma'am.
The main thing I want to say that this quality time, what you are talking about, is very important to build the character. It's a character building stage. We are dealing with the delicate children, and if they are overburdened, what I said before also, it's my holistic study I have done elaborately on this. In my few schools of my total career, there were platforms where homework were given. And right now where I'm working, I have abolished homework system. And the basic intention is to give them value education once they are with their parents. Maybe the parents are working, maybe they are having grandparents, maybe they are having homemaids who can assist them. Once they are in there along with their family, that will give them value education, which is very, very important nowadays. And so many problems are cropped up nowadays because of nuclear family and because of this. Without value education, children are just rote learners. We don't want rote learners, sir. We want to create the nation, and we are given with that task only. We are teachers. We have that responsibility that we have to build this kind of values within the students. Until and unless they spend much time with their parents, with their families, how can they create this, sir?
Absolutely agreed, ma'am, that yes, when that quality time typically translates into value education. But yes, analytical skills are as well important. So let's listen to Parvati ma'am on her point in this, that जब बच्चे को आप वो खाली समय देंगे तो वो खाली समय उसके जीवन में ज्यादा कंट्रीब्यूट करेगा या वो होमवर्क ज्यादा कंट्रीब्यूट करेगा?
Sir, you
Over
said
to you, ma'am.
4 hours, but during in this present situation, both the parents or both of them are working. I think at least 1 hour they can spend with the student. But how many of them doing? Because I'm basically I'm a psychological counselor. Most of the students are coming with a problem. Parents are not listening to us. Parents are not with us. This is the basic issues here. How many parents are sitting with the students while writing the homework? How many mother or father are sitting with the students while they are reading or while they are explaining about their studies? So definitely the parents should be there. At least 1 hour they have, either mother or father. Any time, morning or evening, any 1 hour they have to spend with parent. Then only you can see the good result. Thank you.
एब्सोल्युटली मैम, पेरेंट्स का टाइम बच्चे को मिले ये बात बिल्कुल ठीक है, लेकिन वो समय का कारण होमवर्क बने, क्या ये सही है? क्या ये डाइजेस्टेबल है? इज समथिंग दैट वी वुड लाइक टू नो. अगेन, जस्ट टू रिपीट द क्वेश्चन एंड टू कीप द कॉन्टेक्स्ट इन प्लेस, when we compare the two, that quality time with family over the homework that he gets, how do you compare it? And what's the comparison between these two? So let's now listen to Manoj. He has something to say. Manoj, over to you. Please unmute yourself.
Thanks, Doug. I've heard every school leader. I think they were able to give their context basis the experiences that they have and the kind of interactions they have with their parents and with the parents and their students. Now, see here, I think there are two things. One is the quality time with family, quality time with friends. Which the kid should have in his hand or her hand. And then the other part is, having homework also. Now, first category is very important. I think quality time is the most important aspect, which is a must. Now, that quality time can be in any ways. It can be a mix of, interacting with parents, spending time with friends, going to dance classes, going to any other curricular activity, hobbies, etc. That can be pursued and that can form part of the quality time, free time kind of segment. Second segment is, focusing on homework. See, my view is I think we should ensure that, as I said, it should not just be well planned, but it should also be purposeful. And it should always be a team activity. I think what we are trying to, ask students is to, do their homework individually in their respective homes. And I think instead of that, it should be a team activity, and the team can be formed. It can be changed on a regular frequency, maybe on a fortnightly or monthly basis, so that kids start interacting with each other. They share their views on a certain subject or a topic. Which subject, what kind of homework, what can be the quantum of homework, can be decided, can be changed, modified on a monthly basis depending on the issues that a student faces and the kind of performance that a student gives, basically low high depending on that. So I think see, because what I have seen in a professional setup, as far as India setup is concerned or Bharat setup is concerned, what I've seen that we are not that great in team work. When you see a professional setup, वहाँ पे मुझे थोड़ा सा डिफिकल्टी दिखता है, जो अभी आई थिंक डॉक्टर अरुण सिंह जी ने जो डाला, कोलैबोरेटिव लर्निंग, collaborative working is the big ask that an organization has from each and every employee. I think that is the most important thing. Organization और किसी भी इंडिविजुअल एम्प्लॉय का या स्टूडेंट का ग्रोथ डिपेंड्स ऑन कोलैबोरेटिव वर्किंग. उसके बिना ग्रोथ ना ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का हो सकता है, ना नेशन का हो सकता है. आई थिंक दैट इज द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट, एंड दैट इज व्हाट my view was basically. So these two segments are equally important, but yes, homework needs to be planned properly. And there is, and I think there was one more point on research or studies. Basically, I don't know about India context, but internationally there have been various studies and research that have happened on importance of homework and how it enhances students' performance, etc. And there, the results say that yes, it enhances students' performance. Now, from which grade it has to be started, that needs to be assessed.
थैंक यू सो मच मनोज जी. एंड यस, यू आर वेरी राइट व्हेन यू से कि होमवर्क अगर हो भी तो वो ग्रुप होमवर्क हो या कोलैबोरेटिव टीम होमवर्क हो, कि जहां पे बच्चों के पास में एक इंटरेक्शन की जगह हो. वी कैन ऑल सी अक्रॉस द वर्ल्ड राइट नाउ that the kind of teenagers that we have, the kind of Gen Z that we have, they don't have social skills. When they are thrown into completely new atmospheres, they are completely dumbfounded. We have seen human resource people struggle with hiring Gen Z people. It's very difficult to hire a Gen Z individual and make sure that they work in a team. And I think this is the reason why this topic becomes even more critical, because there is no time for social learning. And there is no curriculum that the school has, no assignment that the school has that does this. So I think Bharti ma'am wants to say something. Bharti ma'am, over to you, and then we'll go to Kunwar sir. Bharti ma'am, please unmute yourself.
Sir, actually, you kept in front of us two questions, sir. One is quality learning classroom, quality parental time. So I go with quality parental time. Here, if parent, it's not 3 hours or 4 hours. If half an hour they spend also, sir. Here what happened, the child is able to raise some questions. Freely they can ask parent as question instead of teacher. So when they started questioning, automatically what happened, whatever, if a parent educated or uneducated, they try to answer. So when they get the answer, it's a boost up to the child. Immediately they develop questioning even in the classroom. The second thing is, whenever they are answering, here are many answers. That means many kind of project works can be done in the home. Like suppose if any child asks regarding electricity bill or whatever we are buying for a month, like that, data kind of things we can get from the home. A research based thing we can get from the home. So child can get free answers from the parents compared to classroom. So this helps the child to speak in the class, to promote himself, a self-disciplined child, or to get some innovative ideas also. When they started questioning, then only they promote their ideas. If they don't have scope to question, or if they don't have scope to get their answers, or somebody is listening them, automatically what happens, their skill, whatever they have questions, that all slowly they put aside and they don't ask. They feel inferior. If I ask, what others will feel. That's why parent time is most important, sir. They have to create that space for children to raise the question.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And I think you also now agree that parent time or parent quality time is far more critical. It is very important that the student has the time to ask questions in a safe space. And this is what is missing when we really talk about families or parent quality time. कि हम वो बच्चे को realization नहीं दे पाते that this is a safe space for you. Keep asking questions. Don't stalk them away and forget them, because that is where all the curiosity and all the learning really happens when you start questioning. Thank you so much, ma'am. I think Kunwar sir wanted to say something. Sir, over to you. Please unmute yourself.
Thank you, Daksh sir. Again, few things I want to share with you, all of you, about the value education. The time when we are student, जब हम स्टूडेंट थे, तो क्या उस समय हमारे सिलेबस का पार्ट था वैल्यू एजुकेशन? थोड़ा सा सर सोचना है, मतलब बहुत मार्मिक मेरा जैसे वो है सवाल है, इमोशनल क्वेश्चन है कि क्या उस समय वैल्यू एजुकेशन था? नहीं था। और ये कहाँ से डेवलप हुआ है, इसकी नीड कहाँ से डेवलप हुई? सर एक चीज मैं कोट, दो तीन चीजें शार्ट में कोट करना चाहूंगा। पॉलिसी, जो इंडिया का पॉलिसी मेकर है, चाहे एजुकेशन की पॉलिसी डेवलप करता हो या इश्यू करता हो, या एग्रीकल्चर की या साइंस की, सर अभी इंडिया के टॉप जो आईआईटी इंस्टीट्यूट हैं, जहाँ लोग मतलब अपना जीवन वो कर लगा देते हैं वहाँ एडमिशन के लिए, बच्चे बहुत से पेरेंट्स सेक्रीफाइस करते हैं। जो अभी रिसेंट डाटा है सर, में बी यू ऑल नो अबाउट दैट, 2000 समथिंग स्टूडेंट्स आर नॉट एलिजिबल टू गेट एनी जॉब, टाइप ऑफ जॉब। वो किसी जॉब के लिए एलिजिबल नहीं है सर। अब जो इंडिया का हाईएस्ट मतलब इंस्टीट्यूट है, वहाँ का पास आउट बच्चा बीटेक बीसीए किया हुआ है, डिप्लोमा किया हुआ है, वो किसी जॉब के लिए एलिजिबल नहीं है। ये सर पॉलिसी क्या है? अभी फ्यू वीक बिफोर इंफोसिस पर्सन नारायण मूर्ति का एक सर वीडियो वायरल हुआ है। वो पेरेंट्स की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी समझा रहे हैं कि व्हाट इज द नीड ऑफ पेरेंट्स नाउ डेज इन इंडिया। और तभी आपका बच्चा सर कितना अच्छा वैल्यूएबल उनका टॉक है, और सबके लिए सर, फॉर एवरी फील्ड। जिनका बच्चा है, भगवान ने आपको कोई चाइल्ड दिया है और उसकी परवरिश करनी है, उसको जीवन बनाना है, बहुत वैल्यूएबल टॉक है सर। और तीसरा सर, जो इस फील्ड में काम करते हैं, एजुकेशन की फील्ड में, एक नई चीज पढ़ाई जा रही है हम लोग को कि फिनलैंड की एजुकेशन पॉलिसी सबसे बेटर है। और सर फिनलैंड का जो कल्चर है, जो ज्योग्राफी है, जो हिस्ट्री है, वो यूपी जहाँ से मैं आता हूँ उसका 1/4 है सर। और कैसे उसको अडाप्ट करेंगे इंडिया में? और जो यहाँ के पॉलिसी मेकर हैं वो फोर्सफुली, मतलब होमवर्क अलाउ नहीं होना चाहिए, मतलब गए विजिट पर, टूर पर गए, पब्लिक के पैसे से गए, वहां से एक पॉलिसी अडाप्ट करके लेके आए, जैसे हमारा संविधान आया था। और वो चाहते हैं कि फोर्सफुली यहाँ पे अडाप्ट करें, जो कि इंडिया का कल्चर ज्योग्राफी उसके लिए, हमारा इन्वायरमेंट उसके लिए नहीं है सर, रेडी नहीं है। और ये सारी चीजें हैं। मेन है सर कि इंडिया बहुत एक खुद ही हब है, बहुत बड़ा हब है। हर एक कल्चर अलग अलग है, लैंग्वेज अलग अलग है, सब कुछ है। और यहाँ हमको अपने बच्चों को एक अच्छा सिटीजन बनाना है, एक अच्छा यूथ बनाना है। और उसके लिए इम्पोर्टेंट सर कि स्टेट बाय स्टेट सबके लिए कुछ अलग पॉलिसी होनी चाहिए, इंपॉर्टेंट पॉलिसी होनी चाहिए। एक सर एक छोटा सा लास्ट वर्ड बोल के मैं अपनी बात खत्म करूंगा। जब इंडिया सर आजाद हुआ 1947 में, और 1950 में जब पॉलिसी डेवलप होने लगी कि हमारा कौन चीज कहाँ कहाँ से क्या क्या चीजें ऐड ऑन करना है सर सिस्टम में, सर वो अभी भी हम लोग बोलते हैं ना कि मोदी जी हमारे विश्व के सबसे बड़े लीडर हैं आज के डेट में, सबसे ज्यादा विश्व में उनके फॉलोवर हैं। मोदी जी से सर स्ट्रांग लीडर बोल रहा है कि 2047 में इंडिया डेवलप कंट्री होगा सर। अभी 2047, 78 ईयर हमको इंडिपेंडेंट हुए हो गया, और 50 में हमारी पॉलिसी डेवलप हुई, जहाँ पे आईएएस, आईएफएस, आईएएस, आईआरएस को टॉप पे रखा गया। और टीचर को कोई कैटेगरी ही नहीं सर। जो यहाँ का भविष्य निर्माता है, जो यूथ को डेवलप करता है, जो माइंड को डेवलप करता है, उसकी कोई कैटेगरी ही नहीं है उस लिस्ट में कि इनकी वैल्यू क्या है, इनका रोल क्या है इंडिया में। और ये सर बहुत बड़ा मेजर ड्रॉबैक है। अभी भी अगर कंट्री, यहाँ के सिटीजन अगर टीचर को वैल्यू नहीं देंगे, टीचर की स्कूल को वैल्यू नहीं देंगे, तो 2047 में भी हम अचीव कर पाएंगे नहीं डेवलप कंट्री का टारगेट? मुझे नहीं लगता है सर पॉसिबल है।
बात है सर, बहुत सारी पॉलिसी केवल इंपोर्ट कर ली जाती है, उस पॉलिसी के ऊपर कोई बहुत ज्यादा लोकलाइजेशन नहीं किया जाता। एंड वी कैन सी दैट कि देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ पॉलिसी पैरालिसिस व्हेन वी स्पीक ऑफ इंडिया। लेकिन इंडिया के साथ एक बहुत बड़ा चैलेंज भी है, जो आपने खुद भी कहा, इन एजुकेशन स्पेसिफिकली इन इंडिया इज लाइक मूविंग अ मैमथ। वो बहुत ही धीरे धीरे चलता है, उसकी अपनी चाल है, और उसमें छोटे छोटे चेंजेस लाने में भी पुश्ते बीत जाती है। एंड आई थिंक एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट और क्रिटिकल पॉइंट यहाँ पर यह है कि हमने सरकार से कुछ और सीखा कि नहीं सीखा, लेकिन हमारे पूरे समाज ने एक बहुत अच्छी चीज सीख ली कि कुछ हो ना हो, अकाउंटेबिलिटी की हमारे ऊपर नहीं होनी चाहिए. So it's a vicious circle that whenever we talk in opinions for a policy making, for a parental growth, for a school growth, हम हर इंडियन डिस्कशन में ये बात बहुत अच्छे से जानते हैं कि यहाँ पे जो अकाउंटेबिलिटी बक है उसे अगले जने पे पास ऑन कर दिया जाएगा. स्कूल शायद पेरेंट कह दे, पेरेंट शायद टीचर कह दे, टीचर कह दे बच्चा खराब है, और बच्चा कह दे कोचिंग अच्छी है. वो एक ऐसा कॉम्प्लेक्स मैकेनिज्म बन गया है कि कोई ये जवाब देने को शायद राजी नहीं है कि अगर मेरा अपना बच्चा स्कूल में होता तो शायद मैं कभी नहीं चाहता कि उसके पास होमवर्क हो या होमवर्क नहीं हो. ये जवाब देने के लिए हम जिम्मेदारी लेने को राजी नहीं है, और हम ये जरूर चाहते हैं दैट वी बिकम अ डेवलप्ड नेशन और हम दुनिया से चीजें इंपोर्ट ना करें. आई थिंक एट दिस पॉइंट वी ऑल हैव टू इंट्रोस्पेक्ट अ लिटिल बिट कि सच में हमारा अंतःकरण किसके साथ खड़ा है. क्या हम उस बच्चे को उतना समय दे रहे हैं कि अपने वो जीवन को सच में डेवलप कर सके, या हम उसे केवल एक स्किल सेट देकर एक एम्प्लॉय बनाने की, या केवल एक ब्रिक इन द नेशन बिल्डिंग बनाना चाहते हैं. डू वी वांट टू रियली गिव देम अ होलसम लाइफ, और वी जस्ट वांट देम एज अ रिसोर्स फॉर द नेशन. Thank you so much, everyone, for being a part of the BlubWorld Web Talks. This was the 238th episode. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, and if you want to attend the future sessions, make sure that you unmute yourself and say a loud, big yes. And thank you so much, everyone, for being here. Have an amazing evening ahead. Namaste.